Hello, Jordan.
What's up, Michael?
How are you, brother?
Oh, dude, I'm good. Just had a little late start on my end. Apologies. It was a busy morning. I recorded a podcast, and then I was posting some stuff on social media, and then in between that, and I had like a half hour between that and then this. So I went outside with my oldest, and the sprinklers came on, and she was like, "Let's go run. Let's go run through the sprinklers." I was like, "Let's do it." And like, it was funny. We're outside, and so I was gonna go run through with our clothes on, and she just starts taking her clothes off. She was like, "We're going in the sprinklers," so she just gets naked. And I was like, "All right, great." And she's like, "All right, now you." I was like, "No. I'm wearing my clothes. I'll show up to the podcast wet." She's like, "No, Abba, you have to take your." I was like, "I'm not. No, let's just run." So we run. I'm soaked right now. I'm soaked. The pants are soaked. Shirt's soaked. We're running through, and all of a sudden I start getting a call from my wife, and I'm running outside in the sprinkler, so I ignore it. But then I get another call, and I'm like, "Oh, this isn't good." So I pick up, and our youngest just spit up all over her. And so I'm soaked. My oldest is soaked. We're outside, and this is at like 11:27, 3 minutes before we're supposed to get on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh man, but I can't leave my oldest outside alone." And then go in. So it was so that's why we're starting late. It was a little bit of a hectic last 15 minutes sitting in this leather chair soaking wet, but it's good, dude. It's good. We're ready to go. How are you doing?
It's all good. That's, of all the reasons to be a few minutes late to a podcast, that's very high up on the list.
Yeah. Yeah. What would be higher?
Many things. Or not many things, I should say. Your youngest is fine, just a little spit up?
Yeah, it was just, normal spit up.
Got it. I had read throw up on the text, so I was associating that with something more serious.
Oh, no, I was handling my youngest naked daughter who's running through the sprinklers. Curtis is going nuts outside. I'm trying to text you. I'm going to be late. So I said, I used to throw up and spit up the same.
Interchangeably?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
You've had any spit up all over you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Although not
recently.
Not high quantity, like not a lot when she does it.
Oh, interesting.
Usually it's very small amount when she hasn't had that problem really, at least lately, much at all.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, man.
How are you?
I'm good. Just hit a little upper body day. It's a beautiful day here. We got a nice little list of things.
I don't have a list today.
You had a lot going on.
Been a busy week.
Next week, you'll have a list.
Next week, I'll have a list.
Yeah, maybe 2 lists.
It's just, or a longer one list, but yeah.
Did we talk? Let me know. You're not going to remember.
I'm not going to remember. You know me.
I don't think we talked about this on the podcast, but there's a chance we did. So we're going to talk about it very quickly. How is your beefing up your hand hypertrophy going?
Oh, we definitely didn't talk about this. It's going great, dude. It's good, man. I'm loving it. It's, what's that shit-eating grin on your face for? You got this fucking, if you're not watching on YouTube, go watch on YouTube. The look on your face as you're talking about this.
The origin story is incredible.
About why?
You and I are sitting on the phone and you're talking about like, we were talking about our daughters getting older one day, and you were talking about a guy coming to pick her up for a date, and you potentially shaking his hand. Yeah.
I want him to be like, "Oh, fuck."
But we were talking it was seemingly unrelated because we were just talking about that. And then there was a break in the conversation. And then there was like, maybe even a different subject slipped in. And then you were like, "You know what? I'm going to beef up my hands." I was like, "What do you mean?" You're like, "I just want to get some big, meaty thick paws, just beef up my hands." And I was like, "So that when you shake your daughter's boyfriend's hand 20 years from now," and you're like, "Yeah, that's exactly why."
30 years from now.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Maybe 40.
Well, I mean, if we want to talk about biology and like ovarian reserves and things of that nature.
All right, we'll say 18 to 22 years from now.
Yeah. That seems appropriate. Did you start though on your hand gains?
Oh, not only did I start, I added them to the inner circle. So I added like grip strength workouts to the inner circle, all the ones. So I did like beginner, intermediate, advanced. And so now I've got inner circle members beefing up their hands for the grip strength.
Yeah, but not for the grip strength, for the handshake.
I didn't say this is for like if your daughter is dating.
It's dual purpose. You get the added function and health benefits of increased grip strength alongside the intimidation
factor. Yes. Wow. That's exactly right.
We're in sync.
Yeah.
That was funny. But
You've been doing any?
There's a 20% chance we talked about that. No, I haven't. I might at some point.
Probably when your daughter hits 3. When she hits 3, you're going to be like, all right, time to start beefing them up.
I have a pretty good grip strength. I have pretty good hand musculature. You know?
Do you have that like thumb muscle? You know, like this right here? You have that?
I have it more on top.
Oh, got it.
No, I could definitely, you know.
I have a buddy, Pat. He's in Boston. Pat Koch, shout out. I doubt he's listening to this, but he has this like Neanderthal grip. He's just like, he's got Neanderthal in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know those dudes who's just like, oh, you have Neanderthal.
There's a real gene.
Yeah, he's got Neanderthal gene. He's got this gene where it's like he's like a pit bull. You know how pit bulls just have muscle all over?
Yeah.
He's just got muscle in the craziest places,
Does
including
he have the
his
protruding like forehead, eyebrows that like stick out a little further?
Yeah. He's
a Neanderthal.
Yeah, he's got Neanderthal strength. It's crazy.
Arm wrestlers, professional arm wrestlers, if you've ever seen their hands, are just massive. Yeah. No, I'm less on the hypertrophy bandwagon these days. As I was telling you, I've added some like stretchy, just weird workout days that aren't for the sole purpose of building strength or muscle, but just to feel good, which isn't on today's list, but maybe that'll be a topic for another day.
Let me show you a picture. Anyone watching on YouTube will see the picture. If you're not watching on YouTube, you got to start. So I have a neck stretch. I've done this neck stretch for years, but I started at what I did is I've now added a weight to it. Check this out. I'll show, and you can see. So I've got this going on. I've got the weight in the other hand, so it pulls my trap down.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see at the start of the set, that's my range. And at the end of the set, look at that extra range that I gained laterally. Man, if my wife and we work out together at night, we did this stretch. Holy shit. Felt so good.
How long was the set?
So I did the contract relax. So the set was about a minute, but what I did is for the first 30 seconds, I just slowly relaxed into the stretch, breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did 5 seconds contracting into my hand, relax, 5 seconds contracting away from my hand. And I did 2 rounds of that. So total is about a minute long.
Nice.
Per side.
Yeah, that's a big increase in range right there. Which,
awesome.
Do you think you retain what percent of that range do you think you retain 3 hours post or like?
From doing it one time?
Yeah.
None, realistically. But I think doing it consistently and building strength in that range, then that's essentially how. It's like with any mobility, you lose the range after you stop it, but then ideally the stronger you get in those positions, the more you can access it cold.
Yeah. So probably not 0 though after one set.
Maybe a couple degrees.
1%, 2%. Yeah. I saw an interesting study about intra-workout carbohydrate intake and training performance.
Interesting. Okay.
The headline is cooler than the actual study. Because
that's how it works.
Yeah. Well, the headline was basically one group has Gatorade during their workout and the other group doesn't have any carb during their workout. And the group that had Gatorade during their workout saw like a 25% increase in performance.
What was the workout? Do you know, or was it more endurance based?
Okay. So then when I dig into it, both groups were fasted for, I want to say at least 4 hours, if not 6 hours. So of course the carb is going to be more beneficial.
Shocking news.
And second, the volume was insane. It was like, I want to say they did 27 working sets of 10s. So like decently higher rep sets. So 10 reps per set, 27 working sets, 9 exercises,
270 reps.
3 each. Yeah. In like not a massive amount of time. So you're completely fasted. You give one group like whatever, 25 to 50 grams of carbs intra, and the other group doesn't get any. I think it's kind of obvious you're going to see that. Not to mention, I'm forgetting the details off the top of my head, but there's quite a bit of research around the ingestion of something sweet pre or intra workout, like sweet tasting, actually has performance enhancing benefits, even if it was low calorie or calorie free. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So like a sweet pre-workout or something.
Yeah.
Might be. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
So it was a cool headline that caught my eye, but really not. I mean, if you're eating pre-workout, or even if you have a meal 1 to 2 to 3 hours pre-workout that has a decent amount of carbs in it, or really any amount of carbs in it, I don't know that it's going to be tremendously beneficial unless you're more advanced in your training and it's a very high volume workout.
Do you remember when the chocolate milk study came out in like 2012 or something?
I do. Yep.
Did you start having a lot of chocolate milk post-workout because of that?
Not like you did.
Did I tell you know this story? Me and my powerlifting team, we would go to like CVS or Walgreens and get like a liter of chocolate milk each.
Yeah.
Just because of that one study.
I do. I remember
and we weren't
that.
even doing hypertrophy. We were doing powerlifting training. So there was no need for it whatsoever.
Honestly, that just reminds me of an era where fitness was way more fun.
Oh, it was the best.
Right? And I don't know if social media has
ruined it.
Had a negative, or
it's ruined it.
A combination of factors.
It's the science-based people who are like just so
the overly science-based.
Yeah.
Right?
Or just science-based.
No, because some science got us in a good place, but then taking it into the optimization bro territory, like, but purely from an enjoyment perspective. Crushing chocolate milk with your bros after a workout.
Oh, it's the best. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Something I have noticed for anyone who's on the fence about procreating, one benefit that I have not heard mentioned is an increase in daily steps.
Yep.
Especially if you have a baby that would rather you hold he or she and walk around rather than just sit there. You really get a nice uptick in daily step count.
And then toddlers, man, holy shit. I mean, your nephew,
imagine.
You do.
Yeah, but not on the...
Hang out with your nephew.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, I rack up the steps when I'm over there.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's nonstop.
It's good. That could be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
I put a pedometer on my daughter when she had like just turned 2 for 4 hours. And she wasn't even moving that much back then. Like now it's even crazier. She had just turned 2 and she got over 4,000 steps in 4 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on the go.
She was barely moving then. Now she's probably like 15 to 20,000 a day. It's just crazy.
Yeah. They got a motor.
She's got those little feet, like pop, 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 little legs. That's I think the most underrated sound in the world is hearing the pop, 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 running through the house.
Yeah.
Like you're downstairs and you hear them running upstairs, like pop, 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 or like they run over to wake you up. It's the best.
Yeah, I bet. When it's not the best? When it's the summer of 2019 and you're sleeping next to your boy Syatt Fitness down in the basement. You had a late night of work, and come 7 a.m. you hear down the stairs.
Are you going to tell this story?
We've told it on the pod. We don't need to tell the whole thing. But that happened, and Jordan and Mike both could have used a few extra hours of sleep.
One of us more than the other one, that's for sure.
Maybe. I don't. Yeah. Jordan loves his sleep. He's a sleepy guy.
Buddy.
All right. I have a good one. I have a question from a personal trainer that we're going to do a deep dive on here that I think is going to benefit a lot of people listening. I've got quite a bit of background information that I'm going to share with you here. I'm going to conceal this individual's identity. He didn't necessarily ask me to, but I'm going to, just because we're getting into some specifics here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got a male
Male coach,
husband, father, at a crossroads right now with his business, seeking some guidance from us two, who he looks up to and admires so much. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Let me lay out a little bit of my story and how I got to where I am now. November of 2022, was laid off from my job. About a month later, I decided to go all in on this business, this personal training business. A couple weeks after that, I found out I was having babies 2 and 3 at the same time. Okay, so loses job, decides to go all in on fitness business. Couple weeks go by, finds out wife is having twins. Not long after that, we took up my in-laws on their offer to live in their basement while I built this business. 2.5 years later, and I feel like I'm not any closer to moving out of my in-laws' basement than I was when we moved in. I'm not going to sit here and pout and tell you that I've grinded the past 2.5 years like I've listened to you guys talk about doing at times. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've tried everything and nothing is working. There are things I know I can do better, but I feel so overwhelmed with where to start that I often don't do anything. I feel like while I want so badly to provide for my family, I want to be present for them as well, which often is my reasoning for not putting more time into the business. I don't really know what to expect in response from you guys, but one thing I know is you're not going to sugarcoat anything and tell me how it is. One major decision I'm trying to decide is it time to move on? Is it time to take a job that's going to provide more for my family now? To be honest, I don't want to, but I also want to provide a home to raise our boys in to call our own. Again, appreciate the heck out of you two. If you need to tell me to just nut up and quit being a pansy, I would appreciate and respect that. But any insights you could provide on top of that would be extremely helpful. Thanks again, fellas. I hope you and your families are doing well. And then I got a little more information just to help us. So he shared some numbers, which we can throw on the screen maybe to make it easier, but I'm going to read them. So what we have here are January and July stats, profit and loss. So basically, I'm going to read his income. No, so what he did was he picked like the halfway point of the year and gave 1 month so January 2023, $1,100 profit. July 2023, $930 profit. January 2024, $600 loss. So we can assume that the months around these months are somewhat similar because that's all we can really go on. July of 2024, $4,800 profit.
Let's go.
Which he followed up and said that he had sold like a couple of 6-month training packages.
Amazing.
During that time. January 2025, $2,900 profit.
Amazing.
July 2025, $4,100 profit.
Let's fucking go.
So some of the main things to note: January 24, I bought into a guru style program that was $10,000.
Shut the fuck up.
Unfortunately, it wasn't the first time I bought into a program like that. Only frustrated with myself because I drank their Kool-Aid, which we're not going to get into it. We've heard countless times of people who join the mentorship after having been in a group like that. And then he said July 24 had a couple of new clients pay up front for 6 months of coaching.
Love that.
So it may be slightly inflated, but trending up, absolutely. The number of clients when we moved in, so fall of 22, he was between 8 and 12 online clients. And for the last year and a half, he's been sitting at about 18 to 22 online clients.
This is great. Okay, that's really good news.
That's where we're at here.
So starting off with the positives, and from a business perspective, it's a great trend. You have doubled to 2.5x the number of clients, which is great. Overall trend for income is improving, which is great. That's fantastic. Like it's moving in the right direction. Another positive outside of business is I love how you want to be present for your family. That's fucking amazing. Like that's absolutely incredible. And I relate to that immensely, more than anything. Now we need to get into, I'll start by saying I don't think you should get another job. I think that would be a really bad idea. Because think about this, like you get another job, maybe you start earning a little bit more, but probably you're definitely not gonna be able to spend as much time with your kids, with your family. You have to go to the office. You don't even want to do it. You're gonna be in a worse mood. When you do spend time with them, probably won't be in as good of a mood. You'll be at your job. You'll hate it even more because you'll be wondering what's going on. Like, I just think it's a negative move, especially considering the trajectory of your business, seeing that it's going in a positive direction. You continue on this path for 3 to 5 more years. I mean, what you're potentially giving up is incomprehensible, I think, at this point. So I would say you don't change paths or career paths. I think you stay on the one you're on. Well, we also understand there are definite improvements that can be made and maybe some perspective shifts that can be made. I'll say something that this doesn't necessarily have a practical implication for you, but it is just worth considering. I think that there's the potential, as amazing as it is to have your in-laws offer to have you stay there and for you to stay there, that also might have handicapped you. From the perspective of, if you didn't have a place to stay and you're like, hey, we've got to put up rent, we've got to have somewhere, you would have been grinding your fucking face off. Like you just would have, right? Like the safety net of knowing, well, we have this here, on one hand has been great because you probably can spend more time with your family and maybe be even a little bit less stressed. On the other side, the business side, I would bet a lot that it's allowed you to be like, yeah, I don't need to work as hard, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just, I think it's a fact. I think realistically, that's just probably how it's played out. And I've seen this with many different people. When you have that safety net, generally, not always, but typically you'll see people not working as hard because they don't have to. Which can be benefits for many things, spending time with your family, quality of life, But for business, it's usually not the best, right? For business, you want to be in a position where you need a fire under your ass and like, I've got to go. Now at this point, you need to ask yourself, is it worth spending less time with my family in order to increase the rate of growth for my business? Is essentially what you need to ask. There is another thing, and this is more nuanced, but look at the time you're spending with your family and ask, how much are you really with your family? And this is, everyone's going to be different. Some people, when they're with their family, they're with their family. Like phone is down, they're with them, they're actively participating. It's not like half in, half out. That might be some people. And other people, yeah, I'm with my family, but you're lying down, you're on your phone, you're not actually paying attention, you're doom scrolling. You're not really with them. Like you're there, but you're not there. If that is you in any way, shape, or form, then I would try and figure out a way. So if there's moments or times where you're with them, but you're not really with them, make a decision and get away and grind. Like you're not really present. So go be present in your business. Go do something else. And then when you come back, then you go all in on your family. Then you can be fully present, phones down, business down. I'm not paying attention. I'm only with my family right now. Those are my first thoughts. What do you think, Mike?
I love it. I think that's really good advice. I agree. Getting a job, like a 9 to 5, to make some more money and, maybe be able to move out of your in-laws sooner, doesn't sound like the right play. Not only because that means less time with your family, but also because you enjoy what you're doing right now. Like you are seeing progress building your online business and you enjoy the type of work that you're doing. And that combination makes you far more likely to see continued success in the coming years in your business. Now, if you hadn't seen any success, right? If you were like, I had 8 to 12 clients in November of 2022, and now I'm sitting at 5 clients 2.5 years later, and I've been working decently hard, this would be a different conversation. But you are admittedly not working that hard, which is fine, but admittedly not working that hard and seeing pretty consistent growth in your business over time, albeit not as fast as you want. That's a great combination. And given that, you can shift the balance from like 50-50 work family to 65 work, 35 family for an 18 to 24 month period, for most days within that 18 to 24 month period, where you're not neglecting your family at all and still getting lots of quality time. And like Jordan said, focusing on being really present and maximizing the experience of being with them when you are with them, but also lighting a bit of a fire under your butt and saying, hey, it's been 2.5 years at the in-laws. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to have my family in our own home. And so I'm going to make a goal to do that by X date, something to light a fire under you, to get your business in a place where you can afford your own home. And the track you're on is a really good one. Self-admittedly not really working that hard to get there, which is great because it means there's opportunity.
Yeah. And you know where my brain is going right now? It also sounds like he wants some tough love, right? So it's like, it's almost, listen, I'm almost thinking about this in terms of a fitness client. You have someone who's losing, we'll call it 4 to 5 pounds a year, right? And like, they're losing 4 to 5 pounds a year. That's great. You're losing weight. And you know, they're not working that hard. Like they're not going crazy with their nutrition. They're not working super hard, but they're making progress. So it's like, listen, if you want to take a much longer amount of time to eventually get to your goal, amazing. Then that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to speed it up, you fucking work harder.
Yeah.
That's really it. And it works in business, it works with fitness, and you have to make sacrifices. So for example, the person losing 4 to 5 pounds a year with weight loss, like they're having like every birthday party at the office, they're having cake. Every birthday party. It's like, okay, well maybe you don't eat the cake there's a birthday party 4 times a week at the office. Maybe you have a smaller slice of cake 1 or 2 times a week, or just 1 time a week, or maybe, God forbid, you don't have a slice of cake this week, right? It's like, maybe that's what happens. And you'd end up seeing more weight loss. Does that mean it's better? Not necessarily, but it's going to be faster progress towards that fitness goal. And so I can tell you this, there isn't a single week that looks exactly the same for me, ever. With family time, business time. Some weeks I'm almost solely with my family, and other weeks very little with my family. That happens, and there's a lot of in between. And so it's just, you're not going to have the same schedule, the same day, the same week over and over and over again, especially when it's your business. But I like what you said, Mike, where you're like, 18 to 24 months of hey, we're going to go really hard. And there will be days within those 18, 24 months, and maybe several days at a time where, hey, I'm going to work a little bit less, spend more time with the family. But net, at the end of that 18 to 24 months, you worked way harder than you have prior. You spent just way more time on your business. And that would accelerate the growth.
Yeah, there's absolutely. And I love all of that. Taking it in a completely different direction. There's a lot of observational data and just like cultural trends that we can notice that are very obvious in millennial dads compared to boomer dads, for example. Yeah. Like the amount of FaceTime and quality time you're putting in with your kids is like, in their first couple years of life, is probably more than a lot of boomer dads put in 18 years. Correct. For a lot of kids, which isn't a criticism of the boomer dads, by the way. Some of them, maybe it is, but a lot of them, they were doing that because they were working their faces off because one of the traditional roles, and especially in that generation, but in bleep that name out, please. in this individual situation as well is you're the provider for your family. Mm-hmm. And so just as important as it is for you to, be there and be present and have fun with your kids and teach your kids things and support your wife, in addition to all that, providing and putting a roof over their head and being able to pay the bills, like that is all tremendously important as well, right? If someone is just drowning in money and drowning in excess and continues to work 100 hours a week because that's their escape because they don't want to spend any time with their family, maybe it's a different discussion. But when you are like 50-50 and putting in hours and hours and hours every single day with your family, and you need to be doing more financially, cut down a little bit on family time and work harder, because the work you're going to be doing is going to be benefiting your family.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So spend these next 2 years spending more time working. What does that mean? Make more content, work on making your content better. Jordan, tell them what it means, because I'm less in the game of 2025 building a fitness business.
Well, I was just thinking that our answer to this would be completely different if you had said the exact same situation, living in my in-laws' basement, doing all this, working. If it could be the exact same situation, but if you had said, and I'm really happy with where I'm at, then we would say keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. If he says, we're in a multi-generational family living situation and I absolutely love it, and my wife loves it, and our kids love to spend time with their grandparents are right there, the in-laws don't feel like we're a burden and everyone's getting along, don't change a thing.
Don't change
Absolutely.
Yeah. The difference is you're clearly you want to do more. And like you even said, like, don't sugarcoat it. Just, you're essentially looking for us to be like, fucking work harder, dude. And maybe you feel like you need the permission. Like it's okay to have a little bit less family time, and or maybe you just feel like you need a fire under your ass because the fire was removed by being given the home in the basement, right? Like maybe you need a different type of a fire, and that fire is us being like, stop being a bitch and fucking work harder, right? Like maybe that's the fire you need. Yeah, I mean, so the answer is completely dependent on your level of happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction, but it's very clear that you want to be working harder, which means work harder. Just fucking do it. And sacrifices come with that.
Get it, brother. Give us an update in 3 to 6 months too, please, or even sooner.
And don't spend $10,000 on any guru bullshit.
You know, some of those Instagram ads are just so good. You want to spend $10K to not get any access to the guru themselves, but just work with their assistant coach. Some of those ads make you wanna.
Not to mention, a lot of them are people who like didn't even build a successful business in the first place. A lot of these people are people who are like, I'm going to teach you how to build a successful coaching business, when that person failed at building a successful coaching business.
Yeah. I don't know if my algo's just knowing me better, but I don't get those ads like I used to. I don't know if they're still running them hard, but I'm not getting them.
You reading anything lately?
Can't read.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, brains broke. Social media ruined me. I need to spend a month in the jungle or something. You can't. I know you can't read. I'd love to see you sit there with a real book in your hands in a quiet room.
Audiobook.
I know, but I'd like to see you with a book in your hands in a 10 by 10 concrete room with nothing else around you, and all you have is the book, and you can't do anything else. I'd love to see it.
I audiobook, Michael.
Me too. I audiobook too.
What
I got some
audiobooking?
A lot. I'm gatekeeping. I'm audiobooking things that I can't say on this podcast because they're I actually am.
I'm reading banned books. They're not allowed.
Well, they're not banned because they're in the Audible store, but they are.
Mein Kampf?
No, I love that your mind goes to like, you're always in Germany in the 40s. No, not Mein Kampf. Nothing related to. Yeah, I guess when I say that, It's so funny. You know what? I'm going to tell a funny story. In 2015, I was living in New York, was single, coaching Gary, and I had stopped. One of the things I loved about being a personal trainer was you can wear sweats every day, or like you don't have to dress up.
Oh, I know exactly.
Somehow, some way, I got into this. I was dating and I bought some different clothes for some reason. So these like skinny jeans were in. So these like light gray, like washed skinny jeans. And I had a button down shirt on. And I think I saw some dude wearing like boots that I thought were cool. I was like, those are cool. And I bought some boots. And so I was starting to like think that I had a little bit of fashion. And I remember then I was at Chipotle one day, and the woman there was very like not flirty, but just very friendly and almost like a Southern like honey baby, like that kind of thing. But the way that I interpreted it at the time was like hitting on me.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm being objectified. And and so that day I went to my barber, or maybe my roommate, Dean. I shaved my head, like just all over shaved my head. Okay. So I was like, because I was thinking like, I want to make, it was like a Tyler Durden moment in Fight Club. Like I want to destroy something beautiful. And I was just like, I don't want to be pretty, essentially, is where my head was at the time. I was all over the place. The next day at the workout, I got my shaved head, and I'm in my skinny jeans that I've been wearing because I literally wore them up to Coach Gary. And these boots that I bought are like army, they're big black boots that like go up a little ways. So, and Gary loves to tell the story. He's like, and then one day Mike walks in and he shaved his head and he was wearing these like skinny jeans and had these big boots on. And he would make a joke that I was spending a lot of time on the forums, on the underground forums. So for 10 years, from 2015 till very recently, I thought that the underground forums were like pickup forums, right? Because that's
really? What you thought?
The whole time. That's where my head was at the time. I thought he was talking about like, because I told the story about the interaction with the Chipotle worker and like the fashion and like the gender dynamics and like, you know, men can be objectified too, like just weird stuff. But I thought he was talking about like pickup forums because candidly, there probably was a blog or two that I was reading that was related to that at the time. Within the last 6 months, he brings the story up once every 18 months. Within the last 6 months, we got on the same page that he wasn't talking about pickup forums. He was talking about like Nazi forums.
Yeah, like 4chan.
And I was like, why would I be on a Nazi forum? And he was like, well, you shaved your head and you had like your commander boots. And I still was like, basically it was a real aha moment for me. And then I remember back to another time I shaved my head and a comment someone, like I never associated shaving my head with hating Jewish people. Like it's not... It's not a connection my brain ever made. I just liked the buzz cut. Convenience was something that came to mind. I don't have to do so I don't remember how I got on this subject.
Remember American History X with Edward Norton?
Yes.
How like they all shaved their head like that.
I get it now, Jordan. Yeah. I get it now. But at the time, he was very vague with the term underground forums too. He could have said like Nazi stuff.
That's funny.
Oh, I know. So when I say that I'm reading a banned book, your mind goes to like some kind of race, religion, banned book, Mein Kampf, like something funny like that. Whereas it's not funny. I don't know,
a real comedy to read.
All right. Something like that. That's not on my radar of things that I think about or am interested in, which is the reason I told that story for 10 years. I thought he was talking about a pickup artist forum and he was talking about Nazi forum. That's not this is actually a fringe book in the health community that I'm reading.
Oh, interesting.
That's all I'm going to say. But don't pretend that listening to an audiobook now and again means you can read books, because I know for a fact that your brain is just as broken as mine.
Probably more broken.
Probably. Probably, brother. Probably. Yeah, it's so wild. So I'm in story mode. In 2017, I had to do an interview with a board, basically, to live in an apartment in New York. Sometimes that's part of the process in certain apartments. And I was with you the day before, and I was like, I feel like shaving my head. You're like, no way, you wouldn't do it. I was like, I always shave my head. I love it. And I went to the barber just down from your apartment in the West Village at like 9 p.m. that was open. One blade everywhere. The next day, I had my interview, and basically the real estate people who were helping me with the thing, one of them like freaked out, but not on me. She freaked out to the other real estate guy who I'm friends with, and he like kind of communicated to me more sugar coated, but was basically like, yeah, mate, like she's freaking out that like you're not gonna get approved because you shaved your head. And now it's like it's like, oh, these are like
symbols,
and they're gonna assume something that I'm a Nazi because I have a shaved head, whereas
you're a white dude with a shaved head.
So far off my radar.
Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't know that. I didn't know that happened.
Really? We still joke about it to this day.
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
When you started talking for the first story about how you were wearing like nice clothes and you were going to go to Gary, I thought you were going to tell the story of when I went to go to the interview. When I flew from Israel. Yeah. I fly from Israel for this interview, and like I'm wearing this like this nice t-shirt and a watch. And we're about to walk out the door to go coach Gary, and you're like, is that what you're wearing?
No, I didn't go. You were.
No, you came with me. Okay. You were really sick. And we both got in the Uber. We Ubered to his apartment, and then we go in, and then you were like, dude, I'm really sick, I'm leaving. And then you left.
Huh. Okay.
But we were about to go. I vividly remember because I thought you were going to stay. And then you sent me a note with his workout for that day.
Yeah, and you didn't do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was an upper body push workout. And
it was a great workout. Jordan took him through some mobility.
He loved it, dude.
That might have been an inflection point in a different way.
But then, so we're about to walk out the door, and I've got this watch on. You're like, take the watch off. And I was like, why?
I was looking out for you.
You're looking out. He's like, he doesn't want you wearing a watch when you're coaching him. It wasn't like a coaching watch either. It was like a
nice watch.
It was like not like a fucking Rolex. I don't have any Rolexes.
No, but it was like a fashion watch.
Fashion watch, which I don't. Yeah. So you made me take my watch off before I went for the coaching interview.
Just giving you a little advice. He had made comments about one of the other trainers there who was always wearing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just had a real thought that I would have had until very recently, which is, how am I being accused of the Nazi for having a shaved head? Your head is shaved.
I know.
Why are you not a Nazi?
People call me a Nazi.
Okay. But they call you a Nazi because because you've demonstrated. The only people who actually call you a Nazi are, for lack of a better term,
idiots.
No, like,
yes.
Yeah, idiots, but also like commies, like legitimate, like far left, like woke to the max.
Yeah. It's like the ultimate far left, very indoctrinated with the beliefs that they've been taught. Yeah, correct.
It's a group of people who are going to be using Nazi as a slur for someone who they believe to be their political enemy.
Yeah, correct.
But you're exactly Jewish, right. So calling you a Nazi
is just hilarious. It's incredible.
Yeah. I still don't fully understand, though. I guess it's just some people are good at like pinpointing ethnicities visually based on two different white guys. But I still don't get why I can't shave my head, but you can.
You can shave your head.
No, I understand, but I still don't get why there's a stigma associated with it from some people, whereas you're allowed to shave your head, assuming they didn't know you were Jewish.
I think, listen, I think there's a stigma with white dudes with shaved heads no matter what. I think for people who don't know me,
and the stigma is Nazi.
It's white supremacist, Nazi, like, and yeah, I think like
interesting
skinhead, white supremacist, like it's not a good connotation. When people see a white dude with a shaved head, and they've been told that white dudes with shaved heads are racist bigots, then that's what they believe. And there's a huge stigma around it.
Were people told that outside of the movie American History X?
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, historically, American History X was like based on that group of people which would do that. And so it was a small fringe group of horrific people who made it bad for the rest of us. So it's like there's a historical context to it. It's not made up out of thin air, but also it's not like that's not everybody at all. And those people made it they gave fuel to the fire to everybody else, and they stigmatized it.
Makes sense. All right, so when I say I'm reading a fringe book and Jordan assumes it's Mein Kampf, I just wanted to tell that story of Gary and I not being on the same page with the underground forums.
I've heard that story for an entire every decade. Year, maybe multiple times a year from 2016 to 2020, and I never knew that you didn't know that it was that's actually really funny.
Yeah.
We don't talk about this on the pickup forums, Gary.
I wasn't on the pickup forums. And by the way, don't make pickup forums seem like a Mike thing, all right? I got plenty of Jordan pickup forum stories.
I think every dude basic, you know what's funny? There's a guy, his name is his online name is Tyler. That's not his real name. His real name is Owen. But he has a great bit because there's a lot of negative connotation around the pickup forums, understandably, especially for people who like were never on them. But the biggest thing about the pickup forums, and I think any dude in our age group, if they say they didn't spend any time on them, they're fucking lying, especially when they were younger dudes. Like it was a massive, massive thing. But what it really was is there were obviously some dudes who were like, I just want to pick up more chicks. But a lot of it was about teaching dudes how to be more confident. How to like build up the confidence to go to talk to a woman, go talk to her and get her number and develop a relationship with someone. It's building confidence in yourself is really what they were about. And this guy Tyler, his real name Owen, who I actually became very friendly with over the years. He had a great video once that I'll never forget it. There was basically a lot of people were saying, eventually they're gonna figure out that it's just like you're doing pickup stuff. And he's like, are you stupid? He's like, we're not teaching you tactics. We're teaching how to be more confident. So what, you think all these women are all of a sudden going to be like interact with a guy who's confident and be like, you must have learned this on the pickup forums. Like, we're just learning how to be confident in yourself enough to go and speak to a woman. That's it. You're just teaching, you're trying to build up that confidence, build up the wherewithal, the confidence, the ability to say, you know what, I'm worthwhile enough to go speak to this individual and see if we can develop a relationship. It was the idea that pickup would eventually fall off because they would be able to pinpoint who's doing pickup, when just doing pickup is just having a great conversation with someone, being confident enough to get your point across and to shake their hand and say, hello, I think you're really beautiful. I'd like to say hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Jordan with that direct game. Jordan wasn't an indirect guy. He was a direct guy.
Yeah.
He didn't go ask, hey, where's the nearest Starbucks? Hey, do you know what time it is? By the way, what's your number?
You know what a very popular line was? An opener was like, hey, I'm having a debate. What do? Brush or floss first? That was like a very popular like entry into it, because it would always like be a fun conversation starter. But I didn't usually like doing that because it seemed very inauthentic. It's like you had the goal of trying to speak to this woman to get to know her better, to see if there was a connection there. It's like just be direct. Hey, I saw you. I think you're really beautiful. I wanted to say hello. Start with that.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, confidence comes through competence in any like endeavor. And so when I was whatever in college or freshly out of college and younger and more nervous about these things or like meeting women in general, it went worse than when you end up genuinely caring less about that subject and focusing on something else, business, for example, but focusing on anything else and then just living your normal day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Like that's the advice. That's the game. But you can't tell that to an 18-year-old who's like desperately like feels like he's missing the I want to meet girls part.
Yes, correct.
It's like we'll just don't care about that and care about something else, and the quote unquote girls will come. It's like that advice doesn't land.
No, it doesn't land. It's yeah, and I've had some conversations with one young gentleman in particular. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to give anything away, but he was struggling with this. He was 18 or 19 years old. He had a girlfriend. She broke up with him for someone who was like 24 or 25 and making way better money. And he felt so destitute and broken and like, what do I do? And it was just, that was the advice. I was like, hey man, just focus on you. Just focus on you. Just build up like whatever you want to build like it will come. Like it will come, but like just focus on you. And it's really difficult. I think for anybody, whenever you want something now, I mean, even in fitness, okay, it's like, you want a six pack now? Great. But like, let's focus on getting you stronger and doing all this other stuff. Like, don't focus on the six pack right now. It's not going to happen tomorrow. But like, I think it's something that young men for sure, it's that like, that I think that those 10 years, 15 to 25 can be really tough for young men because like generally, whether like if you're typically girls starting in like freshman year of high school are going to start going for the older dudes, right? So you see them starting to date juniors and seniors, and then you see that in college as well. Like, and then the senior girls will start dating dudes in college, and then the younger college girls will date the older dudes in college. And so like up until like 25, 26, 27, you just are always too young. Like you're just like always like for the vast majority of dudes, there are a small percentage of dudes, like very small, like 1, 2, 3%. But like the vast majority of guys, you're just always too young, not making enough money. You're not attractive, generally speaking. And so that 10 to 12 year window, I think, is really difficult for young men.
It's understanding that focusing on building yourself up during those years is going to pay such massive dividends rather than spending it going out and chasing tail every single weekend and sinking hours into drinking and partying, and it's just not going to be fruitful.
That's where I think having a great role model is just so important because like when you're surrounded by other young dudes without a good role model, someone leading, like, hey, this is what you need to do. It's easy to get caught up in doing stupid shit.
Yeah, 100%. There's also like for a lot of guys, and I went through this, was ability to be attractive to women was baked into ego. And like, if I can't attract women, then I feel worse about myself. And if I can, then I feel better about myself, which is super dangerous because one, like that casual dating, not even just non-monogamous living is, it was like cool and glorified at the time and when I was in it, but in hindsight, it's much less cool and a better mindset than like, hey, can I meet someone? Can I hook up with someone? Would be, hey, does this person match up with who I would want to spend time with? Does this person have similar values to me? Like, rather than am I good enough to be around you, it's qualifying, are you, and not like because it's a tactic that you learn, but genuinely like asking yourself, is this woman someone who I want to spend my time with? Is a real perspective shift that is not easy, but if young men can do that, would be incredibly beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this someone that I want in my life?
Yeah.
Not just based on how you look, but like, do we have the same morals and values, and like, do we connect on a deeper level? Is this someone who I want to invite into my life so that we can both positively impact each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an episode.
That was a great one.
Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next Tuesday. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you for listening. Please leave a 5-star review, iTunes, Spotify, thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe if you don't already. Please share this episode or any episode, some of your favorite episodes. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like us to talk about, please let us know. Email us. That's it. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon.